Welcome to another edition of Handicap Born Black in America. I'm your host, Ramon Roan. First, I'd like to welcome you guys back for watching. As you know, that John Singletary and myself, we were busy campaigning for mayor of the city of North Charleston, South Carolina. Please watch that video about our welcome back. But here I am back again, and I'm blacker than ever. The title of this video is "Where is the Wealth in Black America?" I read an article recently on Europe entitled "Only 5% of African American households have more than $350,000 net worth." That's $350,000 net. I know cars that cost more than the average than $350,000. Here it is that nearly 10% of white households, totaling over 8 million families, have more than 1.3 million net worth. Now that's a huge disparity. When we talk about, I often hear politicians talk about income inequality. But we don't talk about wealth inequality. There's a huge gap there to where 5% have less, 5% have $350,000, and 10% of the white households have through $1.3 million. Now, that's huge. What that tells us is that there is a huge disparity. There is a huge income gap and a huge wealth gap that has actually grown in the last 10 to 15 years now. And what we have to address is that we have to address this and take it head on. When we talk about, John and I, we did a video called about the poverty rate among school children. And if we want to really bring an end to poverty, we need to bring wealth into the black community. Now we have steadily seen the wealth of the black community continue to go down. When we're talking about, you called yourself, well, only 5%, I can't get past that number. 5% has a net worth of $350,000. Something is wrong, Black America. And that's what I said, not America, but Black America. Something is wrong. We must do something to change this. Now here it says, according to the data, of the 14 million black households, 14 million black households, only 5% have more than $350,000 net worth, and less than 1% black families have over $1 million net worth. Now that's sad, especially when we're talking about the net worth, when we're talking about being able to run for political office, when we're talking about just being able to leave your children something behind when you pass away. That's something that we need to really take. And you know, the thing about this is that how in the world can we leave our children with a negative net worth? That's what happens when we're leaving our kids $350,000. Would be nice. That would be nice in a black neighborhood, a black community, that where your family leave you $350,000. You can do something with that. But by and large, that's only 5%. That's only 5%. And it's not funny, especially here we are 50 years after the war of poverty started. We have not, there's been, I believe that if there was really a war, this is a war they didn't want to fight. You could not say that there's a war on poverty and poverty to still be as high as it is. For this number to where we're only 5% at $350,000, that's not a war that we're trying to win. That's a war. That's just a made up thing that you want to say that there's just a political ploy to say, hey, we're fighting it, when in actuality that you're not fighting it. I often revert back to, remember the economic stimulus package that was started by the president signed into law when he came into office. Well, between 43 to 46 million dollars was set aside for minority businesses. However, less than 3% actually went to minorities. Where did the other 97% go? That's the problem. To where we could talk about reparations, whatever, but we know that reparations are not coming to black people. We know that. It's just, might as well just forget it. The Jews will get it, the Indians will get it, the Japanese will get it, but black people will not get reparations. However, think about this. What if you allowed minorities, black people, allowed to participate in contracts, making sure that we're getting, if you want to say affirmative action, fine, that's fine, I don't care. But making sure that it's a black business to get it, because the black business is the largest employer for black people. More jobs equals less crime. More jobs means less poverty in those communities. But poverty is profitable to some people. It's profitable. What happens in your poverty? That means somebody's got to be on food stamps, WIC program, these different programs. Somebody's getting paid for that. That means that if somebody's in poverty, that means crime goes up. Crime goes up, that means the private prisons, because we have that 3-strike rule, private prisons are benefiting from poverty. If black people want to end poverty, or how about this, reduce poverty, what we will do is that we will get out and vote. And vote for people that it is in your best interest. Now I'm going to bring up a video. I would like to say I wish the black people would. I know we are part of America fabric, but you know that we the ones that probably picked the cotton to make that fabric. I wish the black people would focus on voting for their best interest. I don't care if it's a Democrat that's running, that's going to be doing that, that's going to represent and want to bring in fairness as far as contract, or if it's a Republican. I don't care. If you're going to be able to benefit the community, I'll vote for you. I do not care. I don't have a political party. I don't have a dog in the hunt. I want fairness in this country. And right now, when we're looking at these numbers, it is not fair in no stretch of the imagination. Look, where is the wealth? The wealth is right where they want it to be, not in the black man's hand. This has been another edition of Handicap, Born Black in America. Thank you. My time is up.